Hi again, this is LT Survival. We're in the home office and a new episode for you on survival. This is going to be the chapter 5 of survival. We're going to answer the question of why do I use multiple acronym? So stay tuned. We're going to answer that question right after this. Well, my first acronym was developed for youth, 12 to 19, so it needed to be simple. It's the cadet program that's linked with the Canadian Armed Forces, survival program, pilot program mainly, but it is a simple acronym that they conceived and decided to use. However, the acronym, although it's really simple to use, doesn't cover much or doesn't help you cover everything. So when I studied the survival program with the cadet, I did it as a cadet and I did it also as an instructor. And working on this channel, decided to use more than just one acronym. The reason being that the first acronym is an action word. So stop, as I've explained with the stop in another video, the stop is the executive word. It's the immediate action that you should be taking when lost. So I didn't go far with that. That is an excellent acronym. It is, first of all, to get you to stop everything, stop running, stop everything. I won't go back into the definition how to use it, but it is the action word. Once you settle down, you can quickly go through the stop, the different part of it. I'm gonna fix the card in the background so you can see it at the same time as I do. Stop is, of course, stop, think, observe, and plan. In the plan, we've inserted plan M. Why? Well, you remember plan M is protection, location, acquisition, navigation, and medical. So that all that is immediate procedure. All that should be a quick review of what you need. You have to stop, you have to think, where the heck am I and where am I going and where should I have been going? Is there a way for me to navigate out of this situation right now? Do I have the time? That is the first thing you should decide. Once you've decided, you have maybe to pass the night out and your medical condition warrant that also. I mean, either you may have broken an ankle and not being able to go out, or you may simply be in good shape but not being able to go out before sundown. Then you have to decide what you're going to do. That's where plan M helps you settle. Once you've settled, maybe you've started the fire, maybe you've got a quick shelter, you're ready to spend the night there. Then you're gonna pull out the cards, okay, the plastic card, and you're gonna, from your kit, and you're gonna look into what is the next thing I should do. So you're gonna be reviewing the full survival acronym. So S for size up and stop. Again, you're gonna stop and think. Take the time. The U stands for undo haste, make waste, and the acronym full stop. So STOP for stop, think, observe, and plan, which is basically plan M, protection, location, acquisition, navigation, and medical again. review that again, because maybe you've settled down to a quick and dirty shelter, but maybe you'll have to move tomorrow anyway because you're not having all the supply you need, or the acquisition. Then you're going to go review the R for remember where you are, V, vanquish fear and panics, which is absolutely essential if you want to survive longer than 10 hours. Why did I say that? Because some people haven't even survived 15 minutes because they panicked. So you've got to vanquish that. And then you've got to improvise. What do you have? What you will be doing? Value living. Okay. Act like native. Live by your with. Okay. But the L stands also live by learn the basic skills. Okay. But for now, learn the basic skills. Well, that's where you start putting the basic skill into work. You may have already pretty much covered everything in the first immediate action, but by doing it in 2 times, it gives you the opportunity to review what you have done, and you're calmer. Since you've settled down, now you're calmer, you can take much more in-depth decision. And that's the importance of those acronyms, to be able to go back, review again what you have done, what you should have done. Maybe you'll need to move a little more because you're not really in a great location, but it'll suffice for tonight. Maybe you know where you are. You finally know where you are, but it's too late to get out, so you'll do that in the morning. And you only need a quick and dirty shelter and fire to keep you warm. So all that will then permits you to transit towards either a longer term survival or simply recover from your loss and exit to a safe position. So the play on the acronyms is always good because you will be able to adapt and overcome the situation, but you have to do that on the cycle. So every time you change your condition, you're going to go again. Stop, plan M, and survival. Every single time. Well, every time you're going to change your situation, you're going to review it. So if you have to spend a second night in the woods, you have to review again all those elements because your resources might start to get depleted. Your water supply might be depleted. Can you renew your water supply and everything? So all these, with the factor of survival that we've seen in another video, they're all coming into play. What do you have? What you should do? What can you improve? And where can you go to get those acquisition you need? So it's a on hand and work in progress. It's a work, that's what I was looking for. It's a work in progress. Every time you change your situation, you work in progress the acronym again. And you go again and you stop at one point, review everything, move forward, stop again and review everything. So that way you don't get further lost or further down a rabbit hole you don't want to be in. That could cost you. So these are the mentality in the back, the way I was thinking when I built up those 3 acronyms together. They work perfectly in French. The survival existed before in English, and the phrase that I'm using is from the American or the Canadian survival Bible, and they're pretty much they're good. They're really good because they give you all the indication. They were a little more difficult to adapt with the stop, but in French they kind of work naturally. So with that, it's a study. I mean, these acronyms are not the only answer. They are a sham of thinking that you're going to be using in the field, and just to drive your thinking towards, did I need that? Do I need to do this? It's the questioning you should have that will guide you towards the resolution. The objective again, resolution within 72 hours. So that's a short period of time. It's a long period of time. So 72 hours when you're really not in shape or not prepared is a long time. 72 hours if you're ready and you had supply, it's a breeze. If you fell off a cliff, it's going to be a long time. So hopefully you'll have planned your outing before and have given instruction to people. And preparation is always the part that people, if you don't do the preparation correctly, then you're open for unforeseen event. An unforeseen event can lead to survival. So you plan ahead, don't get into survival. You miss something and it might be the event that's going to be bringing you towards the survival. So depending on what you have with you, then survival is either easier or really tough. So that's why we're having those acronyms. And the last one, they live by your with, but for now, learn basic skill. Well, it's the whole thing. Okay, the motto of the channel that you see in the back here, learn the basics, survive tomorrow. Well, that's where it comes from. So all in all, this is all it is. This is all it is. It's tools in your toolbox, and the card should be reproduced and put in your survival kit, because our brain, when under stress, does not remember much. Basic word. That's why we're using stop for kids. That's ideal because it's what they should do, what they should remember, and that's very easy word. 1 syllable, 5 letters. That's all they need for now. And that's all you should need immediately. That's the immediate action. So not much more into the acronym is the why I'm using multiples. Basically because survival in itself is a very big acronym, and it's difficult to remember everything if you don't practice it many times. So the stop is way simpler. It's a very common word. We see it every day, every corner of the street. There's a stop sign with things stop, and then our brain goes back and say, oh yeah, stop, think, observe, plan. We do that every time we cross a corner. So very simple, very easy, but the card then supplies us with more question, more review of the same question, and then we're refining our plan to get out or to survive. So that's all there is to it. So this is a quick way of explaining why the acronyms and why so many. So hope you liked it. If you do, please give it the thumbs up, share and subscribe, and we'll see you back in the next video.